All right, time for the weekly outlook. Decent moves already on Sunday. Thursday was or Wednesday was a lower volume day. Thursday was a half day, and I think Friday was also a half day, but with equity markets open. Um, so we're up here now. When it, on ES and NQ, we're relatively in the same area. We've been talking about this multi-week balance for a long time now, right? This one down here with the attempted break, failure, and a traversal of it, of which sellers didn't get a immediate continuation of after breaking below, which was expected, right? We expected some of these like lows to get taken out on both ES and NQ, and maybe for this to become a larger multi-month balance type of thing. Who knows? Might be getting ahead of ourselves there, but we're back above that now, right? If we're looking at the shelf here, let me just make sure my volume profiles extend all the way. Yeah, we're above that now. Testing now, arguably the lower end of what we established up here. So that's going to be the big question for this week, right? We've had I think multiple green days in a row now. Granted, like two of them were half days. One was a lower volume day, but are buyers going to be able to hold the upper end of this prior balance, right? That we've sort of been auctioning around. If not, right? If not, sellers I think can step in, take control, and then probably auction this significantly lower. So as a buyer, if that happens, I'm cautious. Okay. If buyers can come in and hold sort of like we're doing right now during the extended hours, the electronic trading hours, I want to remain long and try to be bid up against it to sort of capture this. Is it going to be another rotate? I guess a shorter rotation, right? This was a larger rotation. A much smaller rotation back up to the highs and possibly higher. Or, is it going to take its sweet time getting up there? Who the heck knows? But that's going to be the idea, right? Sort of the same idea here where we saw buyers kind of try to step in and then sellers fail. Buyers reclaimed in and we got positioned long, right? To try to catch the rotation back up, which we did a pretty darn good job doing. So that's going to be the main, I guess idea, main trade I want to try to get myself positioned into is the long up against wherever this level might be, right? We're going to go into the TPO here in a bit, but right, try to get long up against that to catch this next leg up, or give it a try there. If it fails, sellers, are they able to take control, shift value? I don't even know if we need to shift value lower. I think it's going to be a pretty quick rotation if sellers get control of it. So same idea on NQ, like really similar. They were relatively weak, right? So took a little bit more time to trade back up to the upper end of their multi-week balance highs, right? You can see the uppermost shelf there. We're like just now above it, or right up against it right now, actually. So a little more cautious on NQ. We're like right up against the level. We'll see where RTH opens up and try to get positioned then, I guess. See what the first hour or two does and go from there. Yeah, I mean, I am biased to the upside, especially after NQ did this, right? We tagged your prior all-time high, came into the upper end of that balance back here. Let me zoom out. All right. Buyers did a decent job defending that. Pretty swift move back up to the upper end. Now a question of does it have enough juice to keep going? Okay, you can maybe attach like an anchored VWAP to the low here to maybe catch a deeper retracement. I say that, and that's probably going to be like still within this balance, which I'm a little cautious of, right? Anytime we trade below this and stay below it, I am cautious, but I will keep this in mind of this anchored VWAP. And if it aligns with any other structure we have from these two sessions, probably, I will look to nibble long potentially. Okay. So little nuance there. So TPO. Yeah, so as you can see, we took out that, what was it, Friday's highs, Friday half session highs. Globex failed to get an immediate continuation. Made it back down towards, it looks like, Wednesday's lows, back into the shelf. NQ, little off on there. So I was expecting buyers to step in like 250. I got bid there in 300. Got stopped out of it. I'm flat now. We'll come back RTH and see if we're above this 350. I think. Yeah, you got the shelf and the composite there, like 340. And then more importantly, looks like Wednesday. Yeah, latter half of last week, your uppermost shelf there at 350. So if we can stay above that, I'm gonna try to get long up against that. Otherwise, let it trickle a little lower down into, like I said, that Monday, Tuesday range. In which case, I'm not uber bullish. I'm gonna nibble long, but I'm not uber bullish. I'm not gonna be on the bid with size. Gonna be a little more cautious, wait for a little more MGI, and maybe add to the position if it looks better once the session closes or and whatnot. Maybe get some more levels to work with. So that's my plan. I don't know what you guys want to plan on doing, but that's my plan for the week. Is there anything else I wanted to touch base on? I mean, like, I have these levels down here, but like I said, I'm not, as a bull, I'm not too interested in being very aggressive down into this. Any questions? Today's open was brutal. Yeah, I mean, it looked like it. I see it. Yeah, I didn't get involved at the open. I had some limit buys. I left like 270s and 300. Got stopped out of that. But we're kind of just like hanging around there now. So we will see what happens tomorrow. Stop the recording.